In our last video, we talked about two other kinds of nouns, which were proper nouns and common nouns. A proper noun is a specific person, place, or thing, and it always needs a capital. A common noun is just a regular person, place, or thing. Today we're going to talk about two other kinds of nouns, singular and plural nouns. First, a singular noun is just one noun. For instance, cat is one cat. That's singular. A plural noun is more than one noun, which means you can take the word cat, which is one singular noun, a cat, and you can make it more than one by simply adding an S. Okay, so then you have cats, which is a plural noun. So singular, one noun. Singular, one noun. Plural, more than one noun. Let's look at some examples of this. For example, dog, singular, one noun. Book, singular, one noun. Boy, singular, one noun. So how can we make those singular nouns plural? That's easy. The rule is that when you take a noun that's singular, all you should have to do to make it plural or more than one is just to add the S. So a boy becomes boys, dog, dogs, book, books. Sounds easy, doesn't it? Here's where things get a little complicated. The regular way to deal with singular and plural nouns, the regular way, the normal way, is to take the noun and add an S to make it plural. That's the regular, normal, that's the rule. The problem is, in English, there are lots of irregular ways to make plural nouns too, which means, yes, we have a regular way, this is the rule, but sometimes we break that pattern. We do something irregular, not normal. And it's really important that you know how to do both the regular singular and plural nouns and the irregular singular and plural nouns so that you can know how to spell those correctly. Let's look at some of the irregular nouns. Some singular nouns that end with S, X, CH, or SH, some of them, instead of adding an S on the end, we add an ES. So let's look at some singular words that end with S, like dress, box, and church. Okay? Now, to me, these are easy because they look funny to me. Now, this is just me, but they look funny when you add an S to the end of them. So it makes more sense to me to say churches with an ES, boxes with an ES, and dresses with an ES. Think about that for just a minute. If I added an S to dress, I would have dresses, and that no one would really probably even know that I had made that plural because you couldn't hear it. So it makes more sense to add an ES here. Box, see, that also sounds funny, doesn't it? But boxes is easier to hear the plural. Church, see, again, that would be hard to hear the plural. But when we put an ES on the end of it, churches, boxes, dresses, I know for sure that those are plural nouns. I can hear that S better with the E. There's some other ways that plurals are formed as well. Some words change their form. Let's look at some of those. One word that changes its form a lot is goose. It doesn't add an ES or an S. It makes a whole new word. It turns into geese. Sorry, my handwriting's so bad with this little pencil. But from goose to geese is a pretty big change. Another one that changes quite a bit is child. Child changes to children. It's hard to see with this pen too. Another one that changes its form and also doesn't follow the rules very well is ox. Now you would think ox would need to be up here. It ends with an X, so we should say oxes. But that's not right either. We change that to oxen. Very different. Lots of those are hard to get used to. Those come with some practice. Some words don't change at all. Sheep can mean one sheep, or it can mean a lot of sheep. Deer can mean one deer or 1,000 deer. They don't change. It doesn't change at all from singular to plural. Another really strange one is city. Now, if you have a word that ends with a consonant and a Y, you change the Y to I, then add ES. Now, this tricks a lot of kids sometimes because of words like boy up here. Remember boy? Boy ends with a Y, but we don't take that Y off and change it to an I and add ES. That's a normal one. It's regular. We just add an S. But remember, this says that you're supposed to do that when this is a consonant in front of the Y. Well, that is not a consonant. That's a vowel. Remember, A, E, I, O, and U are vowels. So this is just a regular one. But T is a consonant. So I'm going to change that one. I'm going to take off the Y. And I'm going to add an I, E, S. I know that was a lot to take in. If you need to, you can go back and watch the video again. But for now, let's just do a quick little recap. First of all, singular nouns normally are one noun. Plural nouns mean more than one. And our normal, regular way to change those is we take the singular one noun and we add an S to make it plural. But there's lots of different other ways that we irregularly change from singular to plural. Sometimes we add ES, sometimes we change the word completely, sometimes we don't change it, and sometimes we change the Y to I and then add ES. It really just takes a lot of practice, and really the best way that you can get better at these kinds of nouns, especially the irregular ones, is to read a lot. When you read often, your brain begins to recognize those correctly spelled words by sight. Remember when you were littler and you learned sight words? Well, the more you read, the more words your brain will learn to spell just through reading. That's really great because you don't even have to study. Of course, another way to get better at them will be to practice them in class, which we will do a lot of before the year is out. Thanks for listening. The next thing that you need to do is your notes. You need to make sure that you get your note page out. Remember, you're going to put the definition of singular and plural here. Some examples. You might include some regular ones and some irregular ones, and why singular and plural nouns are important to know. I can't wait to see your work. See you next time.